We're just about getting set to have the introductions from both teams.
Of course, after this tournament, the Huskies will take a couple of days off before traveling down to Providence, Rhode Island to take on the Rams of the University of Rhode Island. That is an afternoon game. 1:55, I believe they are. 12:55, an afternoon game. And then Monday night, they open up the 1981 Big East schedule as they take on the Orangemen of Syracuse University. That game at 7:55. Monday night from the New Haven Coliseum. And if you don't have a ticket for that one, you better hurry up because they are going fast. Should be a sellout.
Georgetown, if you were interested in getting tickets for them in the home game, that is already sold out. And I believe the other tickets are selling fast for the St. John's game and I believe the Seton Hall game, which will be in January at the Field House in Storrs, Connecticut. Connecticut Huskies with a record of 4 wins and no losses, and the Cadets of Army with a record of 4-3. Home 2-1, away 2-1, and neutral court 0-1. So I guess this would be another neutral court site, even though it's a Husky home game. It'd be
it's a home game.
It's a home game for Huskies. It's a home away from home for UConn.
And Mike Spencer going out there now for the Cadets. He'll be starting. Spencer averaging 6 points per game and pulling down 5.7 rebounds per game. Bob Brown, the leading scorer on this team with 23.4 points per game, is the other forward, pulling down 4 rebounds a game. The center will be Tony Waters, a freshman, 6'4", 220, only 6'4". He's got good leaping ability, though. Waters only averaging 1.5 points per game. Paul Mongan, a sophomore, 6', 175 out of Waterford, Wisconsin, will be one of the guards. And number 32, Marty Coyne, up front from Bridgeport, Ohio. He's the other senior co-captain.
We were told before the game Neil Doherty was going to start, but I guess that injury from last game, the thigh contusion, is going to keep him on the bench, at least not enough to start the game.
And the Huskies being introduced to the crowd. Mike McKay, forward. Mike needs 36 points to reach the 1,000-point plateau in his career as the Husky. Chuck Alexinis coming in at center, number 5 of the nation in field goal percentage, 73.3%, and averaging 13.8 per game. Carl Hobbs from Cambridge and Latin High School in Cambridge, Massachusetts, leads the team with 22 assists, scoring 10.5 points per game. The other guard is senior co-captain Bobby Doolin out of Milford. Doolin averaging 6 points a game, leads the team with 10 steals. Hobbs is right behind him with 9. And the other co-captain, junior from Middletown, Tony Thompson for the Huskies, the leading scorer, pitching in 14.8 points per game and pulling down 7.5 rebounds per game. And, of course, the coach of the Huskies is Don Perno. A layoff, I should say, for final exams. The Huskies will be in the home white uniforms with the blue numbers, blue trim. Army in the black shirts and shorts with the gold trim, gold numbers. Just about set for the action of tonight's game. So let's go Huskies and let's go Harold Barrett.
Well, thank you very much, BJ Finnell. Jumping center for the Huskies will be Chuck Alexinis. He'll be jumping against Marty Coyne, the senior out of Bridgeport, Ohio. Connecticut with a 4-0 record. Army 4-3. The ball is up. The tap is controlled by Connecticut. Corny Thompson coming down. It takes a shot, misses, gets his own rebound, throws it back up. A foul on the play. And this game is set up very quickly as Huskies trying to set the tempo very early. Army committing the first foul with 6 seconds into the playing time. That foul called on Paul Mongan. That's his first foul, and Thompson will be on the line to shoot 2 foul shots. On the air, Corny shooting 85%. First shot goes through the rim. 1-0 Huskies. Sets up. Shoots a second, and also puts it in. Connecticut up on top by 2, and they're pressing man-to-man full court as Army inbounds the ball. Controlling it for the Cadets is Marty Coyne. Coyne passes it back to teammate Bob Brown, and Bob Brown, who's being guarded by Mike McKay, dribbles by him and steps into the forecourt for the Cadets. Pass back to Mongan. Mongan over to Brown again, and Brown holding the ball high above his head, driving to the right, going towards baseline. Corey Thompson helping out, double teaming. Pass underneath to Spencer. His shot up, no good. Rebound, Alex Innes. Chuck outlets the ball on the right side to Carl Hobbs. Hobbs dribbling the ball around, decides to slow it up. And Army, which we have heard will be playing the man-to-man defense, is in that right now. Pass to Mike McKay, driving baseline, throws a shot up, no good. A whistle and an offensive foul called on Mike McKay. For McKay, that's his first, and for the team, that's their first. Connecticut on top by 2-0, and Army has the ball.
Interesting matchup underneath, Harold. It is Marty Coyne at 6'5", guarding Chuck Alexinis at 6'11".
Inbounding ball is Brown on the left side to his teammate, Mongan. Mongan being guarded tightly by Carl Hobbs as the Huskies still in a man-to-man defense, finally getting over the timeline. Dribbling up towards the middle, stops, passes the ball on the left side to Spencer. Spencer passing it around to Brown, and Brown outlets the ball on the right side, left side to Coyne. Coyne looks, gets the ball over to Mongan. Mongan dribbling the ball around, guarded tightly. Connecticut still guarding everybody tightly man-to-man. Pass over to Waters. Waters with a shot, no good. Rebound, Corny Thompson, and the Huskies have the ball. Thompson gives it to Hobbs. Hobbs slowly brings it across half court. Looking to pass the ball around to McKay at the foul line. Underneath the Corny Thompson turnaround jumper. In and out and in. Huskies 4, Army 0. 18 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half from the Hartford Civic Center. The first round of the Connecticut Mutual Classic. Army controlling the ball. Marty Coyne on the left side. Out top in front to Mongan. Mongan into the corner to Brown. Brown being guarded by McKay. Brown, the leading scorer for Army with a 23-point average. Pass goes out and around. And underneath to number 40, Mike Spencer. Spencer looking to make a move on Thompson. Passes out to Coyne. Coyne underneath, stolen by Thompson. But Thompson's pass goes right to the hands of Mongan. Mongan back to the left side to Waters. Back to Mongan. Right side over to Spencer. His shot up and in for the Army Cadets. And they're on the board for the first time tonight. The score, Connecticut 4, Army 2. For Spencer, that's his first 2 points of the evening. Hobbs controlling the ball for Connecticut. Dribbling the ball around. Thompson, top of the key, right side to Bobby Doolan. I believe that's the first time Doolan has touched the ball. Out to McKay, underneath to Thompson. Thompson's turnaround jumper off the boards, no good. Rebound, Army. Boards pulled down by Marty Coyne. As Army really controlled the ball there. There's 3 black jerseys underneath the boards. They have the ball. Mongan dribbling it around. He passes it out to Brown. Brown on the left side to Mongan again. Hobbs, 5'8", versus Mongan, who's 6'0". Whistle on the play, and they're going to call a travel violation on Army, and Connecticut will take over on the turnover. 17 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Connecticut on top by 2, 4-2. Hobbs dribbling the ball. Right side looking for McKay. Instead he gives it to Thompson. Thompson over to McKay on the right side. Chuck looking for the ball from McKay. McKay drives, jumper, bang! Huskies up by 4, 6-2. For McKay, it's his first 2 points on the evening, and Army will take the ball out underneath their basket. Connecticut still in a full-court man-to-man press. They are out, they're taller than the Army team, and they are trying to take their height advantage to the Cadets. Bob Brown dribbling the ball. He's still in the back court. He finally gets to the front court. McKay on him. Brown looking underneath, can't see anybody open. McKay really tying him up nicely. Pass over to Spencer. Spencer on top to teammate Marty Coyne, and Coyne passes over to Bob Brown. Army Cadets passing around looking for a good shot. Brown drives, throws up a shot, no good. Whistle on the play, and Corny Thompson is called for a foul. He's not too happy with that. He thought it was going to be an offensive foul, but for Thompson, that will be his first. And I believe that will send Bob Brown on the line to shoot 2 shots. The Huskies coming into the game have been doing very well on the defensive end. They have allowed only an average of 54.8 points a game while scoring 66 points themselves. That's up in the league-leading teams in the country. Brown connects on the first one, cutting Connecticut's lead to 6-3. Brown's second shot, good. 6-4. Carl Hobbs quickly gets the ball out over half court to Mike McKay in the corner. McKay dribbles behind his back, looking for Thompson, top of the key, passes to him, looking down low, bringing it out to Hobbs, and Hobbs will set up the Connecticut offense. Hobbs looking over the left side, trying to drive around Spencer. He can't do so. Passes out and around to Chuck Alexinis off the boards for 2. And for the Morris Mountain, he's 1 for 1 tonight. And he has 2 points, and Connecticut's up by 4 with 16 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the first half. Bob Brown controlling the ball. On the left side, he's holding the ball high above his head. He passes out to teammate Marty Coyne. Coyne, chest pass over to Mongan. Long jumper, swish. And Army gets on the board again. It's 8-6. Carl Hobbs crosses half court. Pass on the right side to Mike McKay. McKay over to Corny Thompson. Thompson drives, pulls up, jumper, swish.
Harold, the Huskies are posting both big guys up high on the foul line. They got Alex Innes on the left and Thompson on the right, and they're using them a lot for passes and shots and give and goes. Looking like it's working pretty well so far.
Mongan controlling the ball. He passes out to Coyne. Coyne back to Mongan. And as I said before, Army looking to pass the ball to get the good shot. Driving is Coyne. He gets his shot blocked, but it's controlled by Army. And coming up with it is Bob Brown. Bob Brown driving the right side. Stops baseline. Whistle and a carry called and a turnover for Army. Connecticut will take over. First substitute into the game, Dennis Schlitt for Army. He is a 6'1 freshman out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who attended Marquette U High School. And he weighs in at 160. Connecticut controlling the ball. Carl Hobbs out top of the key to Mike McKay. McKay driving underneath the Chuck Alex Innes, but he took too many steps trying to get control of that ball. And so on the turnover again, Army will take over.
Good idea, though, by the Huskies that time. I think that the theme of this game will be UConn's ability, or lack thereof, to get the ball inside and take advantage of their height advantage.
Army has the ball. Marty Coyne dribbles across half court. Bounce pass over to teammate Paul Mongan. Mongan almost at the half court line. He gets it on the right side to Bob Brown. Brown out top to Schlitt. Schlitt's taking over the point guard duties. He puts it on the right side to Mongan. Mongan looking to drive, instead getting it out to Bob Brown. Brown over to Schlitt. Schlitt driving it around. Left side to Coyne. Coyne into the corner to teammate Mongan. Mongan has the ball knocked away, but he recontrols it again. The crowd looking for some sort of traveling violation. Brown has it left side to Mongan. Mongan looking to drive again. Can't do so. Gets it out to Spencer. Spencer trying to drive underneath. Wide open. Schlitt layup. No good. Rebound. Chuck Alex Innes. Chuck out to Carl Hobbs. Hobbs running it up the court. He bounced past it over to Mike McKay, but it went through his legs. Bad pass by Hobbs, and Army will take over. Connecticut 10, Army 6. Connecticut being led in all scoring by Cornelius Thompson with 6. 14 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the first half, and Army is controlling the ball. Paul Mongan, the point guard quarterback from Waterford, Wisconsin, dribbling the ball around. He gets on the left side to teammate Bob Brown. Brown, leading scorer with a 23-point average. Hasn't been doing much tonight. Pass goes out and around back to Brown. Brown on the right side trying to drive on McKay. He can't do so. Now he throws up a jumper over Alex Innes and puts it in. 10-8 for Brown. That's his 4th point this evening. And Connecticut is controlling the ball. Carl Hobbs dribbling across half court. Backdoor pass to Mike McKay, but he's going to be called for an offensive foul. As a nice, beautiful play by Marty Coyne, who stepped right in front of McKay and took the offensive charge. And quickly, two Huskies get up to check into the game.
This is surprising, Harold. We see Vern Giscombe coming in now. Carl Hobbs sits down, McKay sits down, and Norman Bailey comes in. It's not surprising to see Norman Bailey, but it is surprising to see Vern Giscombe this early in the game. He hasn't played all that much this season, only averaging 1.3 points a game. He's only scored 4 points, and has only played 20 minutes in the first 4 games.
And Bailey, who comes from around the Hartford area, getting himself a nice hand. He's coming in for McKay, who has 2 fouls. Army with the ball. Schlitt driving on the right side, gets past Doolin, stops at the baseline, jumper up, it's out off the rim. Rebound Alex Innes. Right side to Giscombe. Giscombe pushing the ball up the court. He stops from 25. Bang! Nice shot by the freshman. He took that shot with confidence, something we haven't seen all year from Giscombe, who has been kind of gun-shy to shoot from that distance, but he put that shot in, and Army's controlling the ball. Mongan dribbling the ball around. Giscombe really tantalizing him. Pass on the left side to Coyne. Coyne out top to Schlitt. Schlitt right side to Bob Brown. Army looking to pick, looking to set some men up. And the ball goes back out to Schlitt. Schlitt almost has the ball stolen by Doolin. Doolin almost getting it back. Pass on the right side to Coyne. Coyne almost loses it. Doolin fighting for him with the ball. There's a jump ball and a good hustling play by Doolin. As the Huskies are getting on the floor and hustling and trying to out-hustle the Cadets from Army. 13 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the first half. Connecticut up by 4, 12-8. It'll be Bobby Doolin, who stands at 5'10", versus Marty Coyne, who stands at 6'5", a little bit of a mismatch. And Connecticut setting up for a defensive tap. Tap control by Army, and Mike Spencer controlling it. Left side to Mongan. Mongan out front to Bobby Brown, and Brown on the left side to Spencer. Army down by 4 with less than 13 minutes to go. Schlitt on the right side being guarded by Doolin. Now Doolin has him all tangled up. He passes it out to Coyne, and they're still passing around looking to get underneath, but there's not any Army players under there as they're all playing around the perimeter looking to pass the ball around. Bobby Brown, guarded by Norman Bailey. He stops. He gives it out to Schlitt, and passing around, shot by Coyne. No good. Make that Mongan. That was no good. Rebound Huskies. And the crowd giving the Husky defense a hand as they've been playing some good defense all year. And the Husky crowd acknowledges that. Pass by Giscombe, stolen by Brown. And Army bringing the ball the other way. It's Mongan on the left side. Now dribbling across the middle. And he picks up the ball and looking to pass it off to a teammate. And he gets it to Brown. And Brown will slow it up and set up the offense for the Cadets. Schlitt on the left side to Brown. Brown over on the right side to Mongan. They're all playing around the perimeter, right around the three-point area. Pass to Brown. Brown driving on Bailey, wide open. Nice play by Oxinis, but it's goaltending. 2 points for Army, and Connecticut's lead is cut down to 2, 12-10, with 11 minutes and 57 seconds to go in the first half.
Another substitution for the Huskies. Glenn Miller comes in. Bobby Doolin sits down. So Don Perno letting a lot of people see playing action here early in the first half.
That's 6 points for Brown. And Connecticut has the ball. Giscombe right side to Norm Bailey. A second pass stolen, but it was they said his foot was on the line, and it will continue to be Connecticut's way. But that's Vernon's second pass that went right into the hands of an Army cadet. He's going to have to watch out for that. Norman Bailey taking the ball out in front of the press area, and he threw it right to Bob Brown, and Brown is driving down and slowing it up, waiting for his teammates. That's 3 turnovers in a row by the Huskies. By the freshmen who have not been seeing too much experience. Bob Brown, right side to Paul Mongan. Mongan underneath the Brown. Brown jumper over Norman Bailey. No good. Rebound, Corny Thompson. And a whistle and a foul. And it'll be on Mike Spencer, the junior out of Havana, Florida. And for him, it'll be his first foul. Colonel calling to Norman Bailey, speaking a few words to him, trying to settle him down. Connecticut up by 2 with 11.5 minutes to go in the first half. It's 12-10. In the first game, it was Western Kentucky 57, St. Louis 54. So they will be in the finals of the Connecticut Mutual Classic tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Giscombe on the left side underneath to Chuck Alexander. He picks up his dribble, gets it back out to Giscombe, over to Norman Bailey. Bailey drives down the middle, shot off the board for 2. Nice play by Norman Bailey. For him, it's his first 2 points of the evening. And Connecticut's up by 4, 14-10, and Army throws the ball out of bounds. So Connecticut, who's employing a full-court defense, threw the ball out of bounds, and they will take possession of the ball on the turnover.
Morgan was all alone on that one, Harold. He just lost it right off his hands and out of bounds.
Giscombe dribbling in, now pulling up, looking around. Miller's open on the right side, and Giscombe still looking underneath, trying to get it to either Corny Thompson or Chuck Alexander. Now he picks up his dribble. He's having some problems, and he gets it over to Glenn Miller, who came over to help him very nicely. But Miller dribbles the ball off his foot over the half-court line, and it'll be another turnover. And if our count is correct, Connecticut has unofficially 8 turnovers here in this first half.
Bad offensive sequence there by the Huskies. Giscombe had the ball. He was tied up. Nobody was helping him. Nobody was moving. You've got to move to the ball in that situation, and nobody at all in the Huskies was moving in that play.
Another problem on that play is the Huskies were just standing around. Giscombe really wasn't trying to drive at all, and that was a problem. And that's how come they lost the ball on a turnover. Huskies now going to a 1-2-2 defensive alignment. Shot by Schlitt on the left side off the rim. No good. It comes down to the hands of number 44, Bob Brown, off the board for 2. And Connecticut on top by 2, 14-12, with 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the half. Kaczynski now gets up to check into the game. Mongan dribbling the ball around, right side to Coyne. Coyne back out to Mongan, around the perimeter, all the way into the corner for Bob Brown. Brown had a notion to shoot, but the ball goes out and around and back to Brown again in the corner. This time he shoots from 25. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound tipped up and in nicely by Spencer. Looked like it was going to be pulled down by Thompson, but Spencer got a hand on it. And this game is tied at 14. The crowd is pretty silent here at the Hartford Civic Center. Giscombe dribbling the ball around, left side to Norm Bailey. Bailey looking underneath for Alex Innes, who was wide open. This time he turned around, jumper, swish. Bailey 2 for 2 on the evening. 4 points for him. And checking into the game will be Bruce Kaczynski for Chuck Alexander. Connecticut up on top by 2, 16-14, with 9 minutes and 17 seconds to go here in this first half. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow evening, depending on what the Huskies do. If they lose, we'll be on the air at about 6:55. If they win, airtime approximately 8:55 for the championship game of the Connecticut Mutual Classic. Army controlling the ball. Mongan dribbling the ball around. He's being guarded by Vern Giscombe. Connecticut playing a zone defense. It looks to be a 1-3-1. And Bob Brown dribbling the ball around. He gives it over to teammate Paul Mongan. Mongan's pass goes away, goes out of bounds, and Connecticut will get the ball. As Army now with a couple of key turnovers, and for them on the night, that's unofficially 5. Vern Giscombe taking over the point guard duties for Carl Hobbs, who's been playing a lot of this first half. More than he's accustomed to. Jumper from 25, bang! And Giscombe really shooting the eyes out of the ball tonight. He's 2 for 3 with 4 points. And the Huskies are on top by 4, and the referee has blown a whistle. And I believe
Mongan,
he might have lost his contact.
They're looking on the floor down there. I think they found it right away. They did. Of course, now he's got all that dirt on it, and he's going to put it right back into his eye.
At least he has an excuse if he misses some shots.
Yeah, that's a cadet for you, though.
They're tough. Those guys from Army are tough. But the whistle is stopped with 8 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the first half. Connecticut up by 4, 18-14. A little bit higher scoring first half than the last game. But Connecticut still not really pulling away yet in this first half. With the ball is Bob Brown for Army. Right side to Schlitt. Schlitt dribbling the ball back to Army, to his teammate Bob Brown again. And the ball going out and around left side to Coyne. Jumper, bang! 18-16, and for Coyne, that's his first 2 points of the evening. And Coyne usually averages 16 points a game, so he's been pretty silent throughout this first half. Giscombe with the ball, right side to Miller. Miller driving to baseline. Jumper, swish!
Good move by Miller there. With baseline, he had the opening, did not hesitate at all. Put the ball to the floor, drove towards the hoop on the baseline, pulled out from about 5, put in the running one-hander. First move there by Glenn. These guards are playing with a lot of confidence. They know they're not going to get much playing time if they don't come through.
First 2 points of the evening for Miller. And Army controlling the ball in Connecticut, staying in their zone. Content to see Army pass the ball around the perimeter. Long shot by Bob Brown, and that's through the rim, through the net, and good. And for Brown, that's 10 points. He's leading all scorers this evening as Army cuts Connecticut's lead down to 2, 20-18. Giscombe controlling the ball. He drives down the center, left side to Glenn Miller. Miller driving down this baseline. Jumper, no good. But a whistle and a foul on Dennis Schlitt, the freshman out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. For Schlitt, that's his first foul. And I believe Miller was shooting, and that would put him on the line. Only 3 team fouls for each team. A relatively low fouling contest. They've been shooting pretty well from the floor also. A lot of turnovers is what's been holding up this first half. Miller misses his first. He's 0 for 1 on the evening. The team is shooting 2 for 3. Miller's second is also off, and you're not going to see that a lot. Miller on the year was shooting 1 for 1 coming into this game, but it now goes to 33% as Connecticut on top by 2, and West Point controlling the ball. Mongan on the right side, cross-court pass over to Schlitt. Schlitt looking to drive. Instead, he takes a jumper, and it goes through the net. He hits 20-20 with 7 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first half. Connecticut controlling the ball. It's a tie game from the Hartford Civic Center. Harold Darak along with BJ Finnell. Just go driving left baseline underneath to Norm Bailey. He lays it up and in. Oh, a nice play by Giscombe, the freshman, as he gets a pretty assist on that play. And Bailey puts the ball in for 2 and comes up with his 4th point of the evening. Bob Brown on the right side, getting it over to Paul Mongan. Mongan out to Brown, and Connecticut now going to a man-to-man defense. Right side to Coyne. Coyne looking to drive on Kaczynski. Gets it out to Brown. Brown holding the ball high above his head, looking underneath. Left side over to Mongan. Mongan goes into the corner to Schlitt. Schlitt looking to drive. Instead, he passes over to Brown. And Brown this time being guarded very tightly by Norman Bailey. Ball out and around the Schlitt. Schlitt guarded tightly by Miller. Over to Spencer. Back to Schlitt. Into the corner to Brown. And Army really throwing the ball around. Huskies not letting him get underneath. Brown still holding the ball. He's being tangled up by Bailey. A whistle and a foul on Bailey. Perno does not believe that one. He is screaming at the referee, but Bailey is called for the foul. That's his first of the evening. And we have a few substitutes checking into the game for Glenn Miller and Cornelius Thompson is Chuck Alexinis and Carl Hobbs. Hobbs has been sitting out for about 5 or 6 minutes off that bench. Army controlling the ball. Coyne dribbling the ball around. He gives it to Brown for Connecticut. That's their 4th team foul. They're still out of foul trouble. Brown is sending Neil Doherty into the game off that last whistle. And Connecticut steals the ball. Vern Giscombe driving down. It's a 2-on-2. He comes all the way up and in. Oh, it's in the hoop. 24-20. Beautiful play by Giscombe as he took it right up the middle. A pretty play as he's playing some fine ball here at the Hartford Civic Center. For Giscombe on the night, that's his 4th point. Make that 6. And they're doing some fine ball. Brown driving the right baseline. He passes out to Coyne. Coyne jumping from 10, swish. 24-22, 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. Carl Hobbs dribbling the ball, slowing it up. Army still playing man-to-man. He's going to go on the left side, looking for Giscombe. Can't find him. Dribbling around, he's being guarded tightly by Mongan. He gets it over to Kaczynski. Kaczynski's shot, no good. Rebound, Bob Brown. Kaczynski's first shot of the evening. On the year, he's only averaging 1.8 points a game. He's only taken 3 shots in 4 games. Brown crossed the timeline. He's being guarded by Bailey. Left side for Neil Doherty. Remember, Doherty has a taped-up thigh. He's been having some problems with his right leg. He's dribbling the ball left side to Bob Brown. Brown looking to drive on Bailey. He goes left. He's being fronted by Kaczynski. Shot off the backboard. No good. Rebound, Carl Hobbs. A whistle on the play, and Brown will come up with that foul. For Brown, that will be his first personal foul and the team's 4th. And Connecticut will control the ball right in front of the official scorer's table. And McKay rechecking into the game for Bailey. Remember, McKay has 2 personal fouls. Unofficially shooting in the first half, we have Connecticut 11 for 14 and Army 9 for 17. If that's right, Connecticut is shooting at a torrid pace here in the first half. Pass on the right side to McKay. McKay pulls up from 25. No good. Rebound underneath. Tapped up by Kaczynski. Whistle on the play. And a foul called on Bruce Kaczynski. He hit those boards pretty hard. And for him, that's his first foul on the evening. It's a good hustling play, but the referees caught him for a foul. Connecticut 24, Army 22, 4 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the first half from the Hartford Civic Center. And Army's coach Pete Gardette wants to call a timeout, and we will take a timeout also. So, with 4 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first half, it's Connecticut 24, Army 22. We'll be back right after this. Harold Darak back at the Hartford Civic Center along with BJ Finnell and Jeff Dobeck. And for the unofficial first half scoring so far, with 4 minutes and 54 seconds to go, Connecticut being led by 3 players. Corny Thompson, Vern Giscombe, and Norm Bailey each have 6. Glenn Miller, Mike McKay, and Chuck Alexanis have 2. For the Cadets of Army, Bob Brown leading all scorers with 10. Then we have Marty Coyne and Mike Spencer with 4. And Dennis Schlitt and Paul Mongan with 2 points each. Connecticut 24, Army 22. And controlling the ball will be Army underneath Connecticut's basket. Bob Brown getting the ball into Mongan. And Connecticut still employing a full-court man-to-man defensive press. Mongan dribbling on Vern Giscombe. Giscombe seeing a lot of playing time, probably the most he's seen all year. Pass on the left side to Bob Brown. Brown out top to Mongan. Mongan passing on the right side to Doherty. Doherty looking to drive baseline. Pass underneath to Brown. Stripped of the ball by Carl Hobbs. It's a 2-on-1 break for Connecticut. Hobbs on the left side. He pulls up. Layup up and no good. And a whistle on the play and a foul on Neil Doherty. Hobbs would have taken that ball straight into the basket, but he lost control of the handle. Had to slow up. And it looked like he was going to pull up, but he tried for the layup, and he was fouled on the play. And he will be on the line to shoot 2.
A lot of times in that situation, Harold, when the player loses control, maybe doesn't have a break, it's wise to sort of turn around and restart things. Don't force the issue. But Hobbs and Giscombe, as Hobbs makes the shot, Hobbs and Giscombe both with just lightning speed, just blowing right by the people on defense for Army. So in that case, you say, hey, what the heck, don't slow it down. Go to the hoop if you have a break, even if it's a 2-on-3 or a 1-on-2.
Hobbs, who's shooting at 73%, connects on both. It's Connecticut 26, Army 22, and Army has the ball. Bob Brown back in it deep in his own territory, passing it on the right side to Mongan. Mongan crosses the timeline with a pass to Marty Coyne. Coyne out to Mongan. Mongan back to Coyne, and Chuck Alexanis is guarding him way away from the basket. Pass goes out and around to Doherty. Doherty looking to drive on the left side. He's going in on Carl Hobbs. He's fronted by Kaczynski. Ball goes up and in. A whistle on the play, and another foul by Kaczynski. For Doherty, that's his first 2 points of the evening. And for Kaczynski, it's his second foul of the evening. And the 6th foul on the team. So Connecticut 1 away from going over the limit with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half. And Don Perno is now substituting in for Kaczynski, and Cornelius Thompson rechecks into the lineup. Doherty is shooting 55% this year from the line. And it's the 3rd time Army's gone to the line tonight, and he connects on the shot to make the 3-point play. So Doherty hits. Connecticut's lead is up down to 1. 26-25, clock running with 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half. Carl Hobbs, bounce pass to the right side to McKay. McKay looking to get out front to Vern Giscombe. Left side to Hobbs, and Giscombe's pass goes way over Hobbs' head. So it's a turnover for Giscombe, which is, I believe, his second of the evening. And Army has the ball and a chance to go in front for the first time this evening. Doherty crosses half court, being double teamed by Hobbs, and Hobbs follows him from behind. And that's going to send Connecticut over the limit. For Hobbs, it's his first foul, and on the line to shoot the 1-and-1 will be Neil Doherty. Giscombe checks out of the game. Checking back in is Bobby Doohan. And Giscombe gets quite a hand. In the first half, he has scored 6 points, has 1 assist and 2 turnovers, and this is all unofficial. 3 for 4 from the floor. On the line to shoot is Neil Doherty. First shot goes in. Doherty shooting at 55% from the line. He is 2 for 2 tonight from the free throw line. His second shot also goes in, and Army takes the lead for the first time this evening, 27-26, with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half. Carl Hobbs crosses half court, looking to get the ball on the right side to Doolin. They have a motion offense. Hobbs dribbling around Mongan, throws up a jumper off the backboard, no good. Rebound underneath Alex Sinnis, and he puts it in. Chuck Alex Sinnis, 2 for 2 from the floor, his 4th point of the evening, and I believe he's being underused here in the first half. Army controlling the ball, right side pass to Coyne. Coyne out to Brown, and Brown holding the ball high above his head, right side to Coyne again. Coyne and Brown passing the ball back and forth, looking to see someone wide open. Brown drives baseline right past Mike McKay, and Army retakes the lead 29-28.
Good move there by Brown. Nobody back there to help out for the Huskies as McKay was back in that play, but still nobody underneath helping out.
Carl Hobbs with the ball for Connecticut, driving the left side, looking underneath for Chuck Alex Sinnis. He gets to the top of the key to McKay. McKay lob pass underneath the tuck. No good on the shot, but a foul called on the play. Chuck was wide open underneath there, and he was pushed off underneath by Marty Coyne. And that will be Army's 17th foul for Coyne. That's his first. Make that the Army's 16th foul. One more and they'll be over the limit. But Chuck should be on the line shooting 2. On the year, he's shooting 79% from the floor. Very good shooter. Coming into the game, 79% from the free throw line and 73% from the floor. He doesn't miss many shots underneath. First shot goes in.
He's got superb touch for a big man, Harold, as the stats show, of course, but just his shooting style, just excellent as he misses.
And this is the second one as you put the jinx on him. 2 minutes and 57 seconds going to first half. Game tied at 29. Army controlling the ball. It's Paul Mongan. Out on top to Bob Brown. Bob Brown dribbling the ball around, trying to get around Mike McKay. He slows up, elbows off him, then passes around to Doherty. Doherty on the left side to Mongan. Mongan bounce pass underneath the Brown off his foot. It goes out of bounds, and Connecticut will have the ball. 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go in this half. 29-29. Carl Hobbs dribbling the ball around, crosses half court. Looking on the right side to Doohan, passes over to him. Doohan over to Mike McKay. McKay on the left side of Doohan. The crowd finally stirring up. Carl Hobbs bounce pass underneath, bounces off knocked out of bounds by number 14, Neil Doherty. And Connecticut will control the ball underneath their own basket. Hobbs inbounds the ball underneath to Chuck Alex Sinnis. Alex Sinnis looking to go around, throws a shot off the rim, no good. Rebound, Courtney Thompson for 2. And for Thompson, that's his 8th point of the game, and his first 2 in quite some time. Army controlling the ball. With it is Neil Doherty. Doherty passing over to Bob Brown. They're still in their back court. Gets into the front court to Paul Mongan. Mongan over to Doherty. Doherty on the left side to Bobby Brown. And Brown over to Mongan and into the corner to Doherty. Doherty dribbling the ball around, gets it on top in front to Mongan. Mongan pass over to Brown, left side over to Coyne. Coyne shot no good. Rebound, Cornelius Thompson. Thompson outlets the ball to Carl Hobbs. Hobbs running up the court, left side of McKay over his head. 31-29 with 1 minute and 48 seconds to go in the first half. And Connecticut with another turnover. Unofficially on the evening, I believe that's 10 turnovers for the Huskies in this first half. And Army is controlling the ball. Doherty passes over to Bob Brown. Connecticut still playing man-to-man defense as Brown is being guarded by Mike McKay. Left side to Mongan. Mongan out in front to Doherty. Doherty driving, stopping at the foul line, looking to shoot. Left side in the corner to Mongan. Long jumper, no good. Rebound controlled by Thompson and the Huskies. They're running down the corner with a minute 21. It's Hobbs on the right side. He pulls up, looking underneath for Alex Sinnis, looking into the corner. Now he slows it up completely. Takes the ball out and is controlling the offense and calling a play for the Connecticut Huskies. Carl Hobbs dribbling on the left side, pulls up over to Chuck Alex Sinnis. Alex Sinnis driving down the middle, shot no good. He tumbles to the floor, as does Doherty. Rebound controlled by Army, and they have the ball. Alex Sinnis missing his last couple of shots underneath. Connecticut up by 2, 31-29. Controlling the ball is Mongan. Mongan out to Doherty. Doherty on the left side to Brown. And Brown back out to Mongan again. Clock running down, 46 seconds to go in the half. It's Doherty this time. Over to Brown again. Brown again trying to drive. Looking to do something. Passes over to Doherty. Doherty guarded tightly by Doolin. Out top to Mongan. Mongan back over to Brown. And Army looking to take this last shot. Looking to take their time. Looking to find someone open underneath. Hopefully for a backdoor pass for the Cadets. Coyne now holding the ball out. He gives it over to Doherty. Doherty passes on the left side to Brown. Brown chest pass over to Mongan. And Mongan passes it back to Brown. So they're passing the ball back and forth. 14 seconds left. They're going to have to start to do something. Connecticut up by 2. The Army looking to come in with high. Nice steal by Carl Hobbs. He comes all the way down for the layup. Huskies up by 4 with 5 seconds left. 4 seconds now coming down with this Coyne. 2-1. Shot up. No good. And that's the half. Carl Hobbs comes up with a steal with 6 seconds to go in the half. Comes all the way down, makes the layup. And Connecticut will go in the locker room with a 4-point lead here at the Hartford Civic Center. So we're at halftime from Hartford with the score Connecticut 33 and Army 29. Let's pause for this timeout. Halftime here at the Hartford Civic Center. Harold Darak along with Jeff Dobeck and BJ Finnell. The score at halftime, Connecticut 33, Army 29. It's been a relatively good shooting first half, but a lot of turnovers for both teams. This has been a pretty sloppily played first half. We have the unofficial first half statistics, and I'll go over them right now for the Connecticut Huskies. They're led by Cornelius Thompson with 8 points. He has been shooting 3 for 5 from the floor. Also scoring for the Huskies, Vern Giscombe. He has 6. Norm Bailey has 6. Giscombe is 3 for 4. Bailey is 3 for 3. Chuck Alex Sinnis has 5 points. He's 2 for 4 from the floor. Carl Hobbs has 4 points, and 2 points each for Glenn Miller and Mike McKay. McKay been relatively silent all year, only averaging 9 points coming into this game. Has 2 in the first half, as he only took 2 shots, 1 for 2 from the floor. Leading rebounder for the Huskies in the first half, Corey Thompson has 6. Chuck Alex Sinnis has 3. For the Cadets of Army, they're led in scoring by Bob Brown. Brown, 5 for 6 from the floor with 12 points. Then we have Marty Coyne and Mike Spencer with 4 points each. Neil Doherty with 3 points, all those coming on foul shots, I believe. Paul Mongan with 2, and Dennis Schlitt with 2. And that's how we stand at halftime. Connecticut 33, Army 29. Leading rebounders for Army are Marty Coyne, Mike Spencer, and Bob Brown with 2 apiece. And we'd like to thank Jeff Dobeck for those first half statistics. They are still unofficial. We'll try to get the unofficial ones before the halftime is over. BJ, what do you think about this first half? Connecticut shooting fairly well here in this first half, but a lot of turnovers that are really putting this game a little bit closer than Connecticut would like, as they're only up by 4 points at half.
I'm not surprised at all by the score at halftime or the type of game that we've seen in this first half, Harold. I think Army's shooting, we had a hunch that it'd be a very good shooting team, and they have been. They shot well. We don't have the shooting percentages in the first half, but I think both teams have got to be near 50%, if not over 50%. Shooting was pretty good. Army worked for their shots fairly well. Made a couple of turnovers. The Huskies also with some problems, but you're going to get that when you have a young team that's been off for a week and a team that is trying to really force it to their opponents, and I think that's what the Huskies are trying to do tonight. At least that's what I'm sure Don Prino wants them to do, because, again, we said at the top of the broadcast, the height advantage that the Huskies have. So I think no surprise at all for me so far. I really expected this to be a close game. One surprise is I really didn't think it'd be this high scoring. I thought that both teams would really have a tough time getting started and not really be able to do anything like we saw in that first game. That first game, St. Louis led 22-21 at halftime or something like that. Really a fairly dull first half in that first game, but I think it was an excellent half of basketball. The fans enjoyed it. A couple of nice plays. Some real nice moves there by Carl Hobbs. About 10 minutes left in the first half. He came down on a fast break, a 2-on-3, and just forced it all the way to the basket. Made a nice reverse layup with the right hand coming in from the left side. Nice play there. He then made another layup, or actually missed the layup, but he was fouled and made 2 foul shots. Nice play by him. Also, Giscombe playing well. And, of course, that steal with about 8 seconds to go when Army was playing for the last shot, and Hobbs came out of nowhere with the steal and put up the layup. And I think that's exciting basketball, and that's what the fans are here for. They want to see this team play well. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Huskies 4-0, but still not total satisfaction. I really don't know if there ever will be total satisfaction, though, from any fan of any basketball team. I think Husky fans probably won't be happy until they see their team going 12 or 13-0.
One thing I'm surprised about is the Huskies really haven't been trying to key underneath to either Corny Thompson or Chuck Alexinis. We see it here in the first half. They're not going underneath. Chuck only had about 2 shots with about 5 minutes to go in the first half, then he forced up a few from the outside. And Connecticut has that height advantage underneath. You'd think they would try to get it underneath to the big men, maybe get some fouls on their big men, sending them to the line where I believe they have the foul line advantage. As a matter of fact, they're 5 for 8 from the free throw line. Army's 5 for 5. But if the more you shoot, the better you're going to get from the free throw line, and the Huskies could use those points in this close ball game.
Rebounding, I think, would be about even. We don't have rebound statistics, but you see that it's about even, I would guess, and that might be a bit of a surprise because you look at it on paper, the Huskies have the advantage in size. Now, Army started what really was a 4-forward offense. They had the freshman in there, Waters at 6'4", Spencer at 6'3", Brown and Coyne at 6'5". The other starter was Mongan. He's a guard at 6'0". Everybody else was about 6'5", all the same size, which really causes for a lot of mismatches underneath. Going both ways. I saw Bobby Doolin at 5'11". He was guarding Waters early in the game. Waters at 6'4", also a good leaper. Waters then came out of the game. And we saw Doherty at guard at 6'1" coming in there, so there was a mismatch there. And, of course, Brown, or rather Coyne against Alex Sinnis. Alex Sinnis for UConn at 6'11", and Coyne at 6'5". Well, the Huskies really weren't able to take that great an advantage over the Cadets there, as you can see by the score. Only a 4-point lead for the Huskies. So I really would like to get in the locker room right now and hear what Don Furno is saying to his Huskies, saying, okay, let's go inside. Let's really attack these guys. We saw the Fairfield game. Now, I really think that Army's a better team than Fairfield is. But the Huskies just totally wore down the Stags underneath with their ability and their size underneath. And maybe they're going to try to do that again. But even though these guys are 6'5" for Army, they're pretty big. They go about 200, 210. And they're tough guys. You know they are. They're Cadets. They've got to be tough. They're going to be in the Army for 5 years when they get out of school. And I think that Don Furno wants to go underneath, and I think that Pete Gaudet is saying, hey, let's keep hounding those guys on defense. You know, let's not get caught and help out in the middle on it with Coyne. If Coyne's going against Alex Sinnis, you guys have got to sag in and help him out. And so far, it's working for the Cadets.
Our next broadcast will be tomorrow evening. The main games here in the Connecticut Mutual Classic. If Connecticut loses this evening, we'll be on at airtime 6:55. If they win, we'll be at the championship game, airtime approximately 8:55. And our next broadcast after that will be Saturday afternoon at 12:55 from the Providence Civic Center. Myself and Tony Savino will be there to bring you all the action between the Connecticut Huskies and the Rams of Rhode Island. The big match between those two teams. There's always a nice rivalry between them. As the Huskies, especially in soccer, basketball, anything you want to talk about, football, really with a rivalry against those Rams of Rhode Island. The women's basketball team, if you want to keep up with them, they have won 4 games in a row. They are playing in the LaSalle tournament this week. They're playing some pretty big names, I believe, Temple, LaSalle, Northeastern, to name a few. There's about 8 teams in this tournament, and they're in Philadelphia right now playing.